Problem 10. Pat bought 16 pounds of candy to have as treats at a party. Pat bought some jelly beans and some chocolate-covered almonds. The total cost of the candy was $60. The jelly beans cost $3 per pound, and the chocolate-covered almonds cost $5 per pound. So the first thing we need to do is write two equations, one that relates the cost of the candy to the total spent, and the other that relates the pounds of the candy to the total pounds bought. So first I'm going to go through and highlight all the important information. The two variables that we're working with in this situation are the jelly beans and the chocolate-covered almonds. So I'm going to use J and C to represent those. In part A, they're looking for the cost of each type of candy and the total amount spent. So that's going to be our money rule, and that's going to use all the money information that I highlighted as I was reading the problem. So that's the total cost, $3 per pound, and $5 per pound. So I'm going to put all that together to write my rule. We've got $3 per pound for jelly beans, $5 per pound for chocolate-covered almonds. I add those together to get the total, and the total that we were given was $60. In part B, we don't need any additional numbers next to the J and C. We're just looking at the total pounds of each candy, which is what J and C represent. So when we combine J and C together, the total pounds of candy bought is supposed to be 16. Now we're going to use substitution or elimination to solve the system of equations that we wrote in parts A and B. I'm going to go ahead and use elimination to solve this, and I'm going to multiply the second rule by -3 so that I can eliminate the J's. I distribute that -3 to all parts of the equation, which gives me -3J plus -3C equals -48. I have to make sure to distribute that to all parts. Then I'm going to rewrite the top rule underneath my new rule that I just wrote and add those two together. And when that happens, the J's get eliminated. Combining my like terms, -3C and 5C gives me 2C, and then -48 and 60 gives me 12. And now it's just one more step to solve for C. So I end up with 6 for C. Now I can plug that number 6 back into either one of the rules. I'm going to plug it back into the second rule shown because it's a simpler looking rule. And now I need to solve for J. I do that by subtracting 6 from both sides, and I get a result of J equals 10. For part D, we need to interpret that solution. So what do the 6 and 10 actually represent? So Pat bought 6 pounds of almonds and 10 pounds of jelly beans. That's what that tells us.